Welcome everybody to the stream. How y'all doing today? I hope you're doing pleasant. Welcome to the stream. 1 second. Oh, wait. Alright, there we go. Hello, how y'all doing today? Hi, Carpathio, Georgie, Washington, Michigan. Yes, sir. Hey, Cold Shoulder, welcome to the stream. Why have stuff not done the Discord? Hello. Alright, let's turn down the music. Discord. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. Listen, this story that I am about to tell is absolutely crazy, so I would really appreciate it if you guys could stay as long as possible. I'm gonna try to keep it under 30 minutes, but I literally have 2 pages of notes of everything I did. Like, at the end of the day, throughout the entire trip, I just write it down. Bro, Discord, hello? You're just not working? Got it. Yeah, Discord's really? Really? Wow, good job, Discord. Woo! Round of applause for Discord, yeah! Alright, here. Let me, we're probably not gonna have music this stream. Oh, what the? Echo? Alright, so, let me do this. Bada bing, bada boom. Here, let's take a look at the room. I don't know why I made this room, but I made it. So just calm down, chat. So here we got some paintings. We got some stuff. Over here is Washington, D.C. You know, you can see right there. Over here we got our little table where we're going to talk about, you know, our story. Specifically my story. You know, it is what it is. Can I, like, please get the notification on Discord? Like, what's going on? I am live. Bro, what? Alright, why isn't this on the podcast? Look, man, the podcast is crazy. Mainly because no one's really starting. Like, no one is gonna... I mean, if someone says, hey, let's all do the podcast, then sure, but... too much time. Alright, so we're just gonna wait 1 more minute. Besides, this is gonna be like a 40-minute talk. And you can make this a podcast if you really want. I'm joking. Maybe. Alright, well, nothing is happening, so I'm just gonna begin. You can do anything. True. You're not wrong. Alright. So, let's begin our tale of Washington, D.C., even though the Discord isn't even working and nothing is appearing. That's fine. Alright. We start off on Wednesday, the 27th of April 27th, I think, maybe, I don't know. I woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning. 3 a.m. That's pretty early, I'd say. So, we were taking a tour guide, meaning, like, we would be put on a bus with a bunch of people, and we'd be with different tour people for, like, you know, different stuff. So, yeah. So, we woke up at 3 a.m. and we got to the place where the bus is at 4 a.m. and we all boarded up. The bus driver was like, hey, I'm me. We're going to be here for a while, like 30 minutes. So, you know, you're going to have multiple different tour guides, stuff like that. All right, boom. So we started getting on the road around 4:30, and then, you know, by the time we were at Ohio, it was already like, I don't know, 6 o'clock maybe. More like 7:40 though. So, Is it still not in the... No, it is. Yay. Alright, so. You might be wondering, Pleasant Player, you're going to Washington, D.C., and you're going to be and you're in Ohio at that time. What are you going to do? Chat. I watch movies. I mean, like, movies. So, first I watched the full Muppets Most Wanted, which was pretty good. Then I watched all of Free Guy, which is, good as well. I watched, like, half of Hamilton, which is, like, who can't not love Hamilton? Then, of course, just for the memes, I watched a couple episodes of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You already know. Let's go! Alright, so. We finally made it to Pennsylvania. And we went to Gettysburg. We were, dropped off. And so, we're like, hey, a tour guy came on and he's like, welcome to Gettysburg. I'm going to be showing you everything. Gettysburg is like a place in Pennsylvania where Abraham Lincoln gave an address about stuff and during the Civil War in the United States of American history. Now, this guy was super cool because he taught us how to shoot a cannon. Yes, sir. He taught us how to shoot a cannon. So, that was fun. That was super fun. I recommend anyone that wants to shoot out of a cannon to do so. So, it was now, it was dinner. Alright. And the tour thing, I shot 4 guns. Nice. America moment. So, the tour company chose where we ate and where we went. And we went to General Pickett's Buffet in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And, let me just explain why even the name of this restaurant, quote-unquote restaurant, is absolutely terrible. Hello, B-Day Boy. Welcome to the stream. So, General Pickett's Buffet is buffet. But General Pickett was a soldier during the Civil War. And he was a Confederate soldier. Which, not really a good thing at all. And the fact that you named a buffet out of, a person that had bad views on the world was stupid. And just like the name, the restaurant was terrible. Alright? I ordered mac and cheese, tomatoes, and ham. And let me tell you, the mac and cheese had hair in it, which is disgusting. And the ham was cold. Like, literally, it was freezing. It was like you put in an icer, put it back, and put it on my plate. I know. And the worst of all, in the gift shop, they were selling actual guns. Actual guns. No, I'm talking about, like, ice cold Carpathia. Like, to the point where you can't even chew it. So, like, yeah. 0 stars. Yeah. Yeah, there were actually, like, guns in the gift shop and ammo, and it was like, wow. So, anyway, after that, we went on this weird ghost tour, which is, alright. But something happened during the ghost tour that I need to talk about. So, all of our group was following this one lady, and she was talking about all the ghost stories, which is super cool. And we were walking, and there was a motel. And there was this huge window, and there were 2 people. A girl and a boy, and I saw them laughing a little bit. And then, the girl got in front of the boy, and the boy cracked her neck. Like, how... The boy cracked her neck, and she fell to the floor. And I'm gonna assume that it was a joke, mainly because before we were in, eye view of the people, they were laughing a little bit. But like some people were like, wait a dang minute, what? What did this person just murder some? So yeah, I saw a potential murder. Let me just check Gettysburg News. Chat. It just gets better. Okay, so no one died, which means it was a prank. Yay! Anyway, alright, so yeah, ghost tour was fun. We went on the road. We got at Washington DC. We got at the Holiday Inn. The company got us there at around like 9:30. And I had to bunk with 3 people, unincluding myself. So there were 4 people per room. And on the first night, I'm just like, you know what? And here's the thing, one more thing. There are 2 beds in each room. So, yeah. 4 people, 2 beds. It doesn't match up. So I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. I'll just sleep on the floor. So no joke, I got my blanket and I got my pillow and I just threw it on the floor and went to bed. Actually, correction. I tried to go to bed for 3 hours, went to bed for like 2 hours that day. Yay! Alright, now, fast forward to 6:30 a.m. Alright? Well, actually, no. One more thing. During the night, when I was trying to sleep, the people next to us that weren't with the tour... Oh, yeah. I have slept on the floor before multiple times. It's just that this time was a little bit different, mainly because, well, I was near an air conditioner and it was super cold and I was freezing with this tiny little blanket. Anyway, so, at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., the people next to us were just blasting music. And I'm like, oh, great. And then fast forward to 6:30 a.m. And our whole group went downstairs and had some breakfast. I had eggs and Apple Jacks. So that was fun. And then, this is the stuff that you guys want to pay attention to. So, after breakfast, we went to the White House, which was pretty cool because, Mr. President kind of lives there. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I saw 2 things. Well, I saw one thing, but I did something else. So, for starters, I saw people protesting, which I'm like, wow. And by people, I mean one person. One person was just holding up a sign that said America. And multiple other stuff, but that's the one I focused on, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And the White House smelled like smoke. And I'm not talking about, like, fire smoke, like the White House was on fire. I'm talking about, like, it smelled like 40 people were smoking at the same time, all around me. So it was weird. Fun fact about myself, I don't like smoke. Any. Smoke from a car, smoke from a fire, smoke from a cigarette, nothing. Nope, not for me. Anyway, me neither. Thank you. So, we went on a tour, we got a new tour guide, and we went around the Capitol building. Now chat. Chat, this is where it gets good, alright? So, I love smoke. Bro, come on, chill. Oh, wait, what the? I just got 4 Discord. Anyway, sorry about that. Just had to check something out. Alright, so, because it kills me, emo mode. Wow. Anyway. Alright, so we were looking around the Senate and the House and Congress. And someone came up to us and they're like, hey, um, Congress is leaving, and one of the congresswomen want to talk to you from Michigan, and we're all like, "Oh, bet." So we sat on the stairs and we waited for a bit. And then someone came down, and it was Alyssa Slotkin of, I don't remember what district she's from in Michigan, but she was there. And don't say any politics, please. Thank you. She was a cool person. She just introduced herself, talked about what she does, answered a couple of questions, and during that, a couple people, um, eh, one second, a couple people were also leaving, and joined her for a second. So one of them was this representative from Ohio, and he just came out of nowhere with a suit, and he cracked a joke about politics, and like, I'm pretty sure he was Republican and Alyssa Slotkin was Democrat, but like, they were good friends, and I'm like, oh, cool, that's cool. I think it was something like, she's smart and all, but sometimes she doesn't make the right decision. So I don't know. And then another representative from Michigan, from Ann Arbor, came over, and she's like, you know, she was like, "Go blue, woo!" And for anyone that isn't in Michigan, there are two of the biggest college football teams are, well, Michigan and Michigan State. Michigan State is green and white, and Michigan is blue. And the congresswoman talked about how during like these football games, people in Congress would bet like who would win, and I found that so funny. Now here's the craziest part. All right, when we were leaving, someone was there, and I'm just gonna look up the name real quick so I can actually like know who this person was. All right. So we saw Sophia Carson, and if you don't know who Sophia Carson is, she's an actor. She was in, the only movie I can think of is Descendants, and all the girls, literally all the girls, every single one, just completely forgot about the tour guide and went straight to her. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, can we get a photo?" Ah! And she's like, "Sure." So they all huddled around and got a photo. And actually, it was on her Instagram story, and they're all like, "Yee!" And I'm like, ugh, come on. Like, it's cool and all, but like, she's doing stuff. Just chill. So that was cool. Anyway, after that, all the girls were all excited and stuff. So now, the tour guide took us to like this restaurant, but we left the restaurant because it was so over expensive. You guys don't even know. Like literally, one bag of popcorn and one Sprite was $15. I don't want to pay $15 for a tiny bag of popcorn and a Sprite. So we left. And then we went to the World War II, Vietnam, and Lincoln Memorial. Those were super cool and very big. Like, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And it was like at the end of the day, maybe like 7 or 8 p.m., not a.m. And we visited the Pentagon, and the tour guide actually was working in the Pentagon when the, attack happened, and he told us stories about it, and we're like, oh, wow. And we looked around. It's kind of sad, but, like, everyone was so loud. I mean, not so loud, but it was kind of loud. And I was asking him a ton of questions because, questions are questions. And I'm kind of a history nerd and geography nerd, kind of. So, like, I asked him a bunch of questions. And then right when we were about to go to the back to the hotel, he looked at me and he's like, "You know, you gave the best questions I've ever heard." And I'm like, "Yes, let's go!" So yeah, I was absolutely over the moon by him just saying that you give the best questions, and I'm like, "Yay! That's me, baby! Woo!" So went back to the hotel. All the roommates and me played Super Smash Bros. I lost, you know, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just sleep in the bed, whatever. So we all went to bed at 11 and got up at 6:15 earlier than the other previous night. And now this is Friday, which was yesterday, which felt not yesterday, but was. So, we went to the nation cemetery where all the soldiers and generals who have died, that's where they're buried. And it was super cool. Like, we showed some respect. We visited all these cool places. We saw the whole view of Washington, D.C., which was nice. Um, and then we went to the tomb of the forgotten soldiers, and it was this tomb with people during the war that died, but no one knew who they were. There were a lot of them, so they just made like a tomb about it. And there are one guard, 24/7, all year round. Well, I mean, not one, but there's at least one guard that is going round and round the tomb. And when we were there, they were, replacing one guard with another guard because they did sets. And yeah, so they did like this cool thing with a gun, and then boom. Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube if you want. I don't really know how to explain it, but the guards literally look like robots. Like, nothing about them were human other than how they looked, and I'm like, wow. Wow. Okay. So, now we went to the mall. Just a random mall in Virginia for some reason. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool and huge, but kind of weird. I had some Auntie Anne's, and if you don't know what that is, it's a pretzel store, and it's absolutely amazing. And I was on my phone, and I noticed that I got sunburned in only one place on my face. My nose all red, under my eyes it was red from the sunburn, and I'm like, oh, yay. Because the past couple of days were very sunny and hot, and we're all like, oh, cool. Yay, no bad weather. Woo-hoo. So, then after lunch we headed to the Smithsonian, and we were put into groups, burned. Yeah. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm still sunburned right now. So, we got like 4, 5 leaders, and we were all put in different groups, and we went to different museums. My group went to the American History Museum first, which was like, oh, yay. Okay, hold on one sec. Hold up, one sec. Just checking something real quick. Oh yeah, all right. So anyway, let me continue. So yeah, we checked out American history, which was super cool, and we were walking to the Natural History Museum. There was an ice cream truck thing. There were a lot of them because it was hot and money. So, I went up there, and someone behind me, he looked at me and he's like, "You smell that gas?" And this is actually what he said. Let me quote him. He said, quote, "You smell that gas? That's the smell of freedom." And I'm just like, okay, cool. And then he was like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, maybe. And then, apparently he was from Michigan too, and I'm like, oh, cool. And he's like, you're Kevin, aren't you? And I'm like, no. He's like, no, you're Kevin. guys, Kevin's here. And I'm like, okay. I guess I'm Kevin now. I've been Kevin, chat. Anyway, I got to the museum, but by the time we got there, I had to throw away my slushie because, no food and drink in the thing. Kind of sad, but whatever. So, my group, we were taking a restroom break, and I went to the bathroom for about a minute, maybe 2. Alright, it wasn't that long. But when I got out of the bathroom, my group was gone. I'm just like, bro, hello? So eventually, after like 2 minutes, I got back with my group, and we're all like, yay! So yeah. Oh yeah, you're Kevin. Knew you sounded familiar. Yeah. My name's not actually Kevin, by the way, but I guess I'm Kevin now. I have taken my new identity. Anyway, I'm going to change my YouTube name to Kevin. I'm not actually going to. Well, maybe. Anyway, so we got to the museum. It was super cool. And then it was time to go. And we're all like, aww. But we're like, whatever. So we drove to Pennsylvania. And for some reason, we ate at Crackle Barrel, even though there was a Chick-fil-A with no line right next to us. And the bus driver was just like, look, man, I'm just driving you places. Go complain to the company. Now, I'm going to have a little warning. I don't know why, but I feel like I should. This part in the story, the last, actually, this was less than 24 hours ago that this happened. This last part in the story is kind of gross, I would say. And it's even more gross than General Pickett's buffet. So, yeah. At Golden Corral, there's so much food. Like, there's just a lot. Because, it's a buffet. And, my small brain that I am, I'm like, well, if we're in Pennsylvania, we only have one more state to go to Michigan. So how about I just eat all the food I want? And unlike the other restaurants where I'm like, alright, don't eat that much, because I'll explain why later. But I'm just like, you know what? Last thing I'm going to do before we're just going to drive for like 7 hours to Michigan. So screw it. Let's just eat all that I want. Alright. I had a cupcake, candy corn, pizza, spaghetti, cheese, mac and cheese, and tomatoes. So yeah, a lot of food, and most of it was very unhealthy. Now, we went back on the bus, and we were stopping at 2 rest stops, but I just went to bed. Like, I'm like, it's like 10:30. I'm just gonna go to bed. Screw it. And I didn't want to go to the restrooms because, I was tired. So yeah, let me just say, and I'm gonna, talk to everybody here. Here's my advice to you. If you have a lot of food, you're gonna have to go to the bathroom. So be cautious of that, like I wasn't. So we only stopped at 2 rest stops, and the bus just left the second one, meaning no more stops until we get to Michigan and the place where we started. So, oh boy, this. All right, whatever. So there was there was a bathroom on the bus. It wasn't much. It was literally a toilet. Just a toilet. There wasn't even a sink. It was just a toilet. Actually, it was more of a porta potty. No things. And this is what the bus driver told us at the beginning of the tour. He said, for anyone that has to go to the bathroom, please make sure it is only an emergency. Because we have a saying here on the bus, and that saying is, whatever you put on the bus stays on the bus. And he wasn't wrong. So, I had to go to the bathroom about like 5 minutes after we left the rest stop. And I ain't talking just like, a quick pee and done. No, chat. I had to go number 2. Maybe even number 3 at one point. And listen, I made a pretty good impression on these people. And everyone was like, listen, for everyone's sake, don't use the bathroom. And like this was at the beginning of the thing. We're all like, hey, let's try to avoid the bathroom. And I know it's for emergencies only. And that was definitely an emergency. But I didn't want to be the guy that stank up the bus. And like I said, it was like 2:30 in the morning. We would get at our place where we started at 6 a.m. 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. 4 hours. I had to hold in a number 2 for the next 4 hours, and I'm like, oh my. So, I was clenched. Literally, every single part of my body just didn't move. I was like so stressed because I felt it in my stomach. I felt it just like, hey, time's ticking. We gotta go. What are you doing? So, I stayed stone, like literally stone, for 2 hours straight. Like, I just didn't move. And I was actually starting to shake a little. 1, because I was nervous, but 2, because my muscles were just clenched for so long, they actually started to hurt a little bit. So I'm like, all right, what's the best way to, pass this over? And I'm like, oh, we're on a bus. It's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I probably should have left the rest of the pizza for leftovers. Why am I still eating it right now? Yeah. I regret having all that food. I'm not gonna lie. But it makes a funny story, so it evens out. Anyway. So yeah, I had to hold it in the entire time. And I'm like, what's just the easiest way to, not do it? Oh, I'll just sleep. It's nighttime. People are sleeping. I'll go to bed. So I went to bed for about 30 minutes. And I woke up. And when you wake up, your body kind of paused. Like, it actually kind of shut down when you sleep. Yeah, when it shut back on again, you could say. There was a hurricane. And I'm not talking an actual hurricane. No. There was a hurricane in my stomach. Literally, I could feel just my stomach gurgling. And it was. And I'm like, oh boy. And I was literally, I was just like, I'm going to do it. I don't want to, but like, I genuinely have to. So I was getting freaked out. In fact, it was so bad that I actually unbuckled my seatbelt for a bit. And I'm like, all right, listen. What are we doing here? So, this was just amazing. All right? Something awesome happened. So, I had my phone in my hand. I didn't use it. I don't know why it was in my hand, mainly because it was in my pocket, and my hands were in my pocket, just holding everything back in my body. And so, um, I dropped my phone on the floor, and I like bent down to pick it up, and my stomach just gurgled, and then like the my stomach was all right, and I'm like, did I just poop on the bus? I didn't, but like it was like, oh, am I good? Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Let's go. Do we have the wheat for what? I don't know what you're talking about, but we got the farm. Anyway, I'm almost done with my story. You could give some wheat to Samsung if you really wanted to. Anyway, so um, so yeah, that was amazing. Like my stomach felt great after that. And then me and my partner switched, so I was at the window, and as soon as I put my pillow to the window, I was asleep. I slept for 2 hours. Yay! And when I woke up, we were already at the place. The bus driver was like, all right, thank you, leaders, for, staying in your groups and looking over everybody in your group and stuff. Thank you all for joining, and yeah. So everyone was starting to leave, but I couldn't find my phone. I remember having it in my pocket, but then I forgot everything until I actually went to sleep. So I'm like, oh snap, crackle, pop. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good at all. That's a lot of words. Yeah, you can read it if you want, but I'm gonna finish this story. So, um, yeah, like I said, it was just crazy because like my leader, he was like, well, check under the floor. So I bent down, and then my stomach started to gurgle again, and I'm like, oh no, like it's actually gonna happen. Like I knew 100% that I couldn't hold it in anymore. So I was just looking around, and eventually everyone left the bus, and the only people that were on were the 4 to 5. Well, actually no, there were 5 leaders, and they were just looking around, picking up trash and stuff. And while me and the leader were looking for the trash, I'm just like, hey, anime is godly. Thank you for the follow. Sorry that you have to hear this weird story because you joined like at the end of it. Um, yeah, so I was, well, I couldn't hold it in any longer, and I'm like, this is literally the perfect time because no one else is here other than the leaders. So I looked at my leader, and I'm like, excuse me, I gotta use the bathroom. Boom. And then it happened, and then I'm just like, all right, yeah, see ya. So, when I was in the bathroom, I was only there for like 2 to 3 minutes. But yeah, it, yay, finally, no more stuff in my stomach. So I was kind of happy about that. So once I left the bathroom, my leader was like, I found your phone. I'm like, oh, where was it? And he was like, it was on the side of your backpack. And I'm just like, ugh. So I said goodbye to everyone. Bye, leaders. Bye, bus driver. Bye, everyone on the bus. And then I went home. This all happened like, you know, me waking up, having to go to the bathroom. Leader found my backpack and everything. That happened 7 hours ago. So yeah, this wasn't a long time ago. Like, this literally just happened, and I think you guys know that. Yes, I actually did thank the bus driver. I'm pretty sure I was, like, one of the only people, but, I did. But not from Fortnite, though. Always thank your bus driver. So, what happened after that? I fell asleep. I woke up, had cereal. 2 hours later, I fell asleep back again. And now I'm streaming. Yay. I took a lot of pictures and a lot of stuff happened. I mean, with the pictures, I told you everything else that happened. Because, like, well, that was the only thing that happened. But yeah, it was super fun. 10 out of 10. I recommend it, but I don't think anyone's gonna go. Mainly because it's more history and stuff than anything else. It's a place for people that, like history and politics and stuff. But yeah, and with that was the end of my DC trip. Let's go! Yeah! Woo! That was great. No, it was great. It was just so funny. Like, literally. You made it out? I did. Well, I mean, I'm just glad that I didn't all in one piece. Well, I don't know about that one. I think when I was in that bathroom, some pieces fell out of me. Oh boy. I'm not going to explain what happened in the bathroom because I don't need to, and I'm 100% guaranteed that you guys don't want to know either. But, it was fun. It was cool. All the leaders were super funny. Especially okay, so there were 2 leaders that were my favorite. And when everyone was taking pictures, they would photobomb in the background and do, like, funny poses and stuff. Which is super funny. Ha ha ha. And, my leader, he would, when we were in the Natural History Museum, he would try to replicate all the statues and dinosaurs and stuff. So I actually got some pictures of those, which was pretty funny. But yeah, with that concludes my story of Washington, D.C. If you only joined halfway through at the end or been here to the start, rewatch it. Listen to my story again, because I'm probably going to forget almost all of this in like 3 weeks. I have the memory of a goldfish, chat. Like, I'm going to remember that I went to DC, but other than that, it's all just going to leave my brain. But yeah. Alright, I think I'm going to end stream, mainly because I don't really have anything else planned. This entire... I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow, though. I don't know. Maybe. So, I hope y'all enjoyed my wonderful and amazing story about whatever the heck just happened. Like, literally, like, what happened. Upload that story to YouTube. I'm sure Elliot will have a pleasure. Here's the thing. Elliot's booked with videos. I might. It's just that I'm kind of scared if, people from the trip find that YouTube. I'm going to upload it on my second channel. It's on my Twitch VODs. It's in, yeah. But yeah, that was great. Anyway, speaking about Elliot, Elliot's actually hopefully almost done with a video right now. Let's go. I hope so. I really do. Alright, that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all for joining. I am back. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'll probably announce it in the Discord, ! Discord, and YouTube. And with that, I'll see you all later. Please have a pleasant rest of your day. I hope you all enjoyed my DC story. And yeah. Alright. Bye, chat. Have a pleasant rest of your day. Bye. Oh, yeah. Elliot is great editor. Good job, Elliot. All right, bye everyone. Bye. Have a pleasant rest of your day. Bye.